Hi everyone, this is Gabby with our final topic of discussion here in our Recreation 600 course. Last week we finished out on the control element of our polk framework, which kind of serves as a lead-in to where we're going this week as we discuss governance. And in order to grasp what good governance might entail, we need to know what governance actually means, and the definition that we're provided by Hums and MacLean is governance is the exercise of power and authority in sport organizations, including policymaking, to determine organizational mission, membership, eligibility, and regulatory power within the organization's appropriate local, national, or international scope. So these different levels, the local, national, international, are all areas that governance operates within. If you look at different bodies, whether that be MLB, FIFA, or any organization like that. So in order for me to conceptualize this idea of governance, I looked at one of the governing bodies of sports here in the United States. I looked at USATF, the governing body of track and field. So according to our literature, the key responsibilities of sport governing bodies are to establish rules for the sport, to develop and promote the sport, to widen its popularity, and to represent the sport and those involved in it. So governance is really focused on that last portion, the representation of the sport and those involved in it. Governance is not something that exists in a vacuum. It's fluid, and it's something that needs to be reevaluated and reassessed over a span of time to make sure those ideas and policies and rules are still relevant and pertinent even as time goes by. So more importantly, I would say that governance is not a single person making a decision or even a series of decisions, but rather it's a much larger group. And within these sort of groups, you can definitely see the democratic process at work through votes and things like that. And you can see over time how policies are kind of reshaped to match up with what's current, what's going on. In our journal article that we're given out of Power, Politics, and Governance, we're provided with a framework that suggests 4 dimensions of good governance: transparency and public communication, democratic process, checks and balances, and solidarity. Each of these factors, I would say, absolutely plays a part in effective governance. So part of the reason that USATF is so successful in looking out for the sport and those involved in it is that it includes each of those elements, and USATF does have a mission, and it makes clear where it's looking to go. To answer the question of why governance is important for an organization, I would really say it's so people don't do whatever they want. It's because of governance we have documents like constitutions and things like policies and rules and regulations do come into existence. We really have a better idea or better understanding about what's happening within sport because the information is shared. So those are what I feel are some of the key elements in good governance, and absolutely why I feel it's important in sport organizations.